What is up, folks? This is Aircast, and welcome back to Infinity Minecraft. Alright, so I'm working on a few things at the moment, but one thing that I figured I would go ahead and do, well, I'm waiting on gold at the moment. I've got my quarry running, but one thing that I want to do is collect a bunch of spawners. And this area right here is a great place to do so. The gold is for the draconic cores, which I've seemed to run out of. I filled up all three of the drives with the 16Ks, so yeah, that took quite a bit of gold. So I don't have much of any at the moment to do practically anything with. Alright, but let's go ahead and enter. Do we want to go... You know what? Let's go ahead and start from the top, because as we've discussed repeatedly, the top is the place you want to start. Well, not discussed really in this series, but in any CTM series that I've done. You always want to start from the top if you can, because you don't want things falling on your head. And that's less likely to happen here. Oh, hello. But I guess it can. And we'll find plenty of doors. You know what? I should probably get my axe out and just chop them down. Oh, this is wood. Interesting. So all the more reason to go ahead and do that. So let's pull that out. It's actually in the white one. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull the axe out, which is kind of funny because I just put it up. Alright, and I'll go ahead and do it like that too. So I'm just going to... Oh. Yeah, we probably, if we're going to go with wooden floors, we probably don't want to have the AoE on. So let's just hit V and turn that off. Oh, hello. And of course we can always attack with it, but it's nowhere near as powerful as my sword. Okay, so, oh, hello. No spawners yet, which is a bit surprising. Running into plenty of zombies. Huh. It's actually kind of strange. There are spawners in these, right? I seem to remember a lot of spawners in here. Maybe it's just darkness. Oh, hey, there's a spawner. Alright, so actually I can't access the chest as long as these spawners are on top, so I'm going to have to come back and get those. That's actually really disappointing because I was really looking forward to see what's... Ignore me. Alright, so we've got some mundane belts, dimlets, and steel swords, so nothing really special. But yeah, just ignore me. I wanted to know what was in the chest without having to break the chest, because I think there's actually quite a few chests in this place, or these places, but yeah. Oh, hello. Okay, that was a little weird. Not sure what's up with that, but whatever. Alright, let's go down to the next level. These places are kind of mazes. If you're looking for colored bricks, it's a decent place to come, though. Oh, zombie head. Alright. So, just cursorily light these areas up. Oh, this is a big room. I'm not sure if these are completely randomly generated or not, to be quite honest. Chirp? I don't like chirp. 11. I don't remember which one that is. It looks like the broken one, so it's kind of creepy. Guardian head. I don't know what that kind of guardian is. So when I think guardian, I think of the fishy thingies that are, depending on how a map maker wants to use them, they can be nightmares. Oh, a little bit of frame drop there. Or they can just be annoying and loud. They're very loud. I think I actually ran into them recently, but it's been a few days since I've recorded, so I can't remember. Oh yeah, I do, actually. They were in the rivers of the breeding grounds. So that's where those guys were. But yeah, they were making their noises, and I was like, what is that coming from? Oh, speaking of random noises, so I don't live near any big cities. I mean, the town that I live in is one of the top 3 largest in the state, and the other 2 of the 3 are roughly the same size. But that being said, the population of my town is 60,000. So it's actually, as far as the US goes, it's actually a fairly decent size. But when you're from, the area that I'm from, like the town or the city that I grew up in, and or near, it was, 160 to 200,000. So it was significantly larger than the one that, I live in now. And of course I lived near Nashville, which was in the millions. And as far as capital cities go, I guess it's about an average size. As far as, yeah, I'd say it's an average size. Of course there are some that are smaller. And of course if you go to places like New York, you're like, ha ha ha, yeah, you're tiny. Or go to LA and it's like, no, New York is small. But, population-wise. But, yeah. So, I think of Missoula as being a decently small... It's either a large town or a small city. And I haven't quite decided which. Because the town that I was born in was significantly smaller. Well, lived in after I was born. There's a distinction there that's not really all that relevant. But, a couple thousand. At least it's a couple thousand now. I don't know. I'm hearing noises I'm not too comfortable with. But yeah, so. I don't remember where I was going with. What in the... Yeah, I don't like these sounds. Let me drop this stuff off. Okay. Oh. Wait. Alright. Yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that. I don't at all. Oh, yeah, now I do. Okay. So, we would have, Ambler alerts whenever I went to Nashville. Didn't really have them in Clarksville. But we definitely don't have them here in Montana. Because, well, cultures are a lot different up here. It's, you don't have anything close to big city kind of culture up here. So, people are a lot nicer. They look out for each other. Somebody sees something that's wrong, they're going to act. They're not going to just stand by and let it happen, which is unfortunately something that you get in big cities. People watch and take pictures and they don't really act. But anyway, so I got an Amber Alert earlier. I had no idea what was going on. I was having all kinds of weird loud sounds coming from who knows where. Oh, it was my phone. And yeah, I was like, what is going on? Because, I don't. I mean, I've heard tornado sirens go off before. It didn't actually happen that often. Even in being in Middle Tennessee where we had tornadoes all the time. The city sirens didn't go off very often. Of course, we lived several miles outside the city, but you could still hear them when they went off. And there was a really, really bad tornado that tore through the middle of Clarksville years ago. And yeah, it's a sad memory because it tore up the downtown area, which is absolutely beautiful in Clarksville. Lost a lot of really old, pretty buildings, but it was sad. And of course, there was the big one that hit Nashville, that hit downtown Nashville, and you should look up the pictures from that because it was actually pretty amazing. You don't see, I mean, in like movies and stuff, you'll see, you know, the skyscrapers that with all the windows blown out and stuff, but this was real life. This wasn't anything, you know, that was choreographed or, you know, done by CGI or something like that. It, you know, it was real. And quite something. But, yeah. Anyway, I knew it wasn't going to be sirens because we don't have tornadoes, especially in western Montana. Might have them in every once in a while in eastern Montana, but I'm not sure about that. But western Montana, there's too many mountains for the air and storms to, you know, build up like that. So I was like, what is going on? Scared the crap out of me. I mean, that's part of what it's supposed to be, you know, but I never actually, you know, the last time I saw anything about an Amber Alert was, you know, when they were just on big signs that were over the interstate. They didn't have anything to do with cell phones. But, yeah, scared the crap out of me. Oh, hello. Little Blizz? Look, it hit me, knocked me forward. Maybe that's what's been making the noises. I'm just not familiar with it. I tried out Banished because I was wanting to make another series that's largely based on magic. Because I'm not really doing TolkienCraft anymore. It's possible that I could go back to TolkienCraft. They've made a lot of updates and stuff that are pretty cool, but I was trying to do or figure out a magic-based map that I wanted to do. And so I tried out Banished, and they use Lycanites mod, which I've used before, and I liked quite a bit. Interesting. But I didn't really like the cave map that they used. It's the mod that does it is a pretty new mod, and it's not. It just doesn't feel right. Like the caves biome that Mistcraft does feels awesome. Like I absolutely love that one, but the cave world that they use with that is a different mod, and it feels way too cramped. I don't like it. It feels really claustrophobic, and then when it does open up, it has, you know, when you go into the Nether and you see all of those clouds that are around, it feels like those clouds would be the open areas. And it just, you know, they're very stringy, they're very tiny, and when they open up they have all kinds of ground going all over the place inside of them, but they're broken up so much that it's not a cohesive feel to it. So yeah, it didn't feel good. The map pack, I mean the mod pack itself might have been great, but I would have to do considerable tinkering to it, and I don't think that it would have the same feel to the pack if I decided to use, you know, other types of land and worlds. So I decided not to go with that one. I don't know if there are any like packs that are really good that, like, when I started TolkienCraft wasn't actually even on the main page yet. So, you know, I don't know if there's any like that I can pick up. But I'm going to be taking a look and seeing if I can, you know, start another series that runs beside this one that I base on magic instead of machinery and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people are, you know, big advocates of one or the other and don't really cross over very much. And I would love to do it on this map. But I don't know. I mean, that's not really the idea that I started it off with, so I might combine the two into this pack, but I'm going to do some thinking about it. But there are some mods that I really want to get into, like Britannia is one that I've really, really wanted to get into, but I just haven't. And there are some other ones that I'm not too into, like I don't like, is it witchery? Blood magic. Blood magic, that's it. I don't like blood magic just because it was done so much when it really came into its own. Like, everybody was doing blood magic and nothing but blood magic. And so I just got tired of it. So, I mean, it's a good mod, and I think it does some really cool stuff. But, honestly, I haven't seen much on blood magic lately, and I'm still tired of it. So, you know, it's one of those things that it's just, for me personally, it's not a mod that I really enjoyed all that much. So, okay, let's go and drop auto smelt. Doesn't look like we got anything else good. Magical chalk. Creosote. Which reminds me, that's actually something that I need to set up here in a little bit, because I have some stuff that requires steel, and the way that I'm getting it now is so convoluted. It's, you know, I've shown it in a past episode, but I recorded that episode a while back. But basically, you're using it to make, you're using pulverized coal and iron to make, is it electrical steel? Or is it refined iron? I think it's refined iron. And then you're putting that through a macerator or pulverizer, and from that you get steel dust, and from there you can, you know, it's just, it's silly. Or you can cut that out and use the smeltery to make it into liquid steel, and then make steel blocks from there. So it's, you know, it's silly. I mean, I was never really using it as a permanent way to do things, but I figured I don't need that much right now, you know, but I'm going to need to start making some tanks. And tanks, well, I'm planning on using steel tanks, just going right to steel. And they take, no. They take a lot, and I mean a lot of steel to make. Because, you know, I don't do things small. You know, I don't make the maximum size tanks, but, you know, they're not small, and so, yeah. Lots of steel needed. Okay, nothing really special. But, yeah, so I'm going to have to set up some blast furnaces here pretty soon. And it would be reasonable to go ahead and set up some coke furnaces as well, because, well, you need them. But, yeah, coal coke is one of the most efficient solid fuels, if not the most efficient solid fuel. So it's a good idea when you're using a blast furnace, which only uses solid fuel. If you use coal coke, the problem is it takes a long time. Did I get withered? Yeah, okay. It takes a long time to make both steel and coal coke. But you've got the creosote that comes off when you use the coal coke, and you can set it up to automatically go in and, you know, come out, make itself. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing it, using applied energistics to automatically pipe in both iron for the steel and the coal for the coal coke. So thankfully those two are both really easy to get. I mean, when you've got a quarry going, you're going to have so much iron and so much coal that it's not a problem for you to get either one of them. So you can leave those running on all the time and just not have to worry about it. What's nice is the process of making coal coke is just a net benefit. So each piece of coal is going to turn into coal coke, and the only thing you need really is time. So, why not? Yeah. So I've rambled on quite a bit while I've cleared this place out. We didn't really get anything as far as items go, which is kind of disappointing, to be honest. I mean, everything that I've gotten I can get elsewhere, and I've got a lot of dimlets by now. And that's not even something that I've been planning on getting into anytime soon, or if ever. So, yeah, I'm kind of sad. But at the same time, as soon as I get... Oh, hello. As soon as I get a bunch of gold, I'll be able to come back into here and get a bunch of spawners stabilized. We need the draconic core to stabilize them. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Come here, star. Where are you? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, there it is. Okay, no, that's a wyvern core. There's the other one. All right. I was seeing this one over here, and I was like, no, the awakened core is not it. But yeah, there it is. So we need gold for that. I only had 3 pieces of gold left, so that was a problem. But yeah, I've got plenty of draconium. I might need to get some more when I start crafting the really big storage, but yeah, that'll be a little ways off still. As far as the new hard mode for this goes, for Infinity Minecraft mod pack, I think I might check it out. I'm a little worried about it, to be honest, because there are some mods that I just plain don't like. There are mods that I want to use, but I just haven't gotten around to using. So what the hard mode does is it makes it kind of like the GregTech integration does, in that it's just a lot more difficult to make items because they're a lot more complex. And they require integration between mods to make later tiered stuff. This is really good for people who tend to rush to the end, like if they're rushing, say, all this stuff right here, and not, using lower tier stuff, or, pretty much they rush to the end tier and then they get bored because they don't have anything to progress through. So people who can't, really control themselves in that manner, or choose not to, I guess, choose not to control themselves. It's really made for people like that, or people that just like a lot of complexity like I do. But at the same time, I'm a little worried about it because there's mods out there that I just do not like. So I don't really, I don't want to be forced into using those mods to get to the mods that, I do enjoy. That's just frustrating and annoying. So I'll probably try it out and, do at least a few episodes on it and see how it goes. If it goes well, then I'll continue using it. As far as playlists go, I'll make a short video when I do it. If I decide to use it, then I'll make it a separate playlist, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that, want to watch videos that are of the Minecraft, hardcore version of this pack. And if I don't label it as such, then they, will never see it. So, I won't be helping them out any. So that'd be sad. But yeah, so I'm going to wait on some gold, probably do those spawners, and then I'll be back with you guys. Alrighty, folks. So I'm still waiting on some gold, but I realized I rambled on for like 25 minutes, so that was a little longer than I thought I was talking for. Oh my gosh. But I wanted to show you at least how these work down here. Alright, so these are the Ender IO conduits. Oh, and as you can see, I've expanded this considerably. I still haven't finished this end, but I've got grinders for each of these, and I put up glass, and I put up the surrounding area, finished the floor, so that makes it look a little bit neater. Still haven't finished this side yet, but that's going to take some time to do, so I've also made some more of these drawbridges, but they take bronze and tinker alloys, and blank casts, so it's going to take me a little while to get up enough. Working on pulverizing a lot of dust and stuff for that, but all in good time. Alright, probably a good idea to break some of these just for now so I can move around and show you guys what's going on. Alright, so we have different versions of conduit. So this one, we've got the item conduit, energy conduit, and fluid conduit. This is just the basic stuff that's actually affected by gravity, which is not too good, but it's the basic version, and I don't have that much nether quartz at the moment, so I really can't make the advanced stuff. I guess it takes 3 nether quartz per glass piece, and I think it takes 2 glass per conduit. Maybe it's per 8 conduits, something like that. So, expensive. Alright, so the cool thing about this is, oh, well, that looks really skinny and not too much. Oh, interesting. Well, that's really cool. You can put 2 pipes in there. Oh, hey. Alright, so you can put all kinds of pipes in the same block, which is really, really cool and saves a lot of room. That's three different types of transportation in one block space at the moment. I could add more if I wanted to, right? So, well, it also gets kind of cluttered, right? So there's something you can do or use to deal with that. Alright, so I want you to take a look at the bottom right hand corner. So at the moment, everything is viewed. Alright, but you can also, oh, that's interesting, right? So we've got energy selected right now in the bottom right hand corner. Honestly, I'm not sure which one that is. What have we got? It doesn't say. Something that I'm not using. Oh, that's the redstone one. So that transfers a redstone signal. The next one is fluid. So here's our fluid pipe right here. Then we have our items, which is this one over here. And we've got the last one, which is the purple ones, which is our applied energistics cable. Now, if I change it, as you can see, I don't have it selected at the moment, so it's only affecting the Ender IO pipes. But it helps you to see exactly where the pipes are going. So if you're, in a messy area that has all kinds of pipes just going around everywhere, and you're not really sure, where you need to put the item pipes, because it's hard to tell what's going on in that, right? Well, let's just say I want to use item pipes. Oh, that's kind of cool. I can tell exactly where they're going in the big mess of pipes that I've got going there. I like that it shows the outlines now. I think it originally made it invisible completely, but being able to see the outlines like this is really nice because at least you know where the pipes of other types are. So, but if you want it to be, oh, this is also kind of cool. If you want it to be none, it can be, you don't see any of them. And also, you can see all of them, of course. But yeah, isn't that pretty awesome? That'd be a little bit of a mess to clean up here, but yeah. So I'm going to mess around with these a little bit. I think these, in a compact area like this where you're dealing with one block that you've got to connect a lot of different things to, is really nice. So that's what I'm going to set up here. That way we don't have a lot of area, you know. But yeah. So it's actually going to be the end of this episode. I'd planned on getting more done, but apparently I didn't get much of anything done. But, you know. See? That's so much more helpful than if I had otherwise, you know, connected a pipe here on this side and on the top and on the back and on the bottom and, you know. So this way I can take out the experience, the liquid essence, I can take out the items, and I can power the thing. And also, if you're working with items, oh, they've got all kinds of options you can work with too. So, yeah. Yet a wrench is definitely something you need to have. It's not that expensive to make. Let me take a look real quick. Yeta. Basic gear, electrical steel, which you just smelt iron up again. Oh, actually, is this one you have to do not? Okay. Okay, so you have to put it in the alloy smelter with silicon and pulverized coal, but that's still really cheap. So there's not really much to worry about in cost in that, but yeah. So I think this will help us out quite a bit. I'll have some tanks somewhere. I don't know where yet. I might just keep them underneath this place for now until I build a room for them because I like collecting, like, you know, all the liquids. I don't know. It's just something that's a visual that I really like. The extra cells option is really good, but I like using the tanks because they're very visual. But yeah. So that's going to be all for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. More of an information about what's going to be coming up and what's going on than anything else. And a big talk about cities and amber alerts and sounds and whatever. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hello folks. Alright, so I'm going to tack this on at the end of the episode that I just recorded. And I just wanted to clarify something really quick so you guys don't, you know, be sad or anything. So the hard mode of the Infinity Pack can be turned on and off. It affects recipes, and that's it. So the nice thing is I can keep the world that I've got right now and continue with my building and all that kind of stuff and just switch it on. See if I like it, turn it off if I don't. So we're going to be continuing with the same map, same series. It might just have a different recipe set. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect my third party mods. My mods that aren't in the mod pack. We might have to get rid of some of them, but I'm not really running a lot anymore, especially a lot that has recipes that I think would conflict. Like Minecraft Comes Alive doesn't have a lot of like crafting stuff, right? So, I mean, it's got its own little crafting system that's made where only stuff made in the mod pack is made for the mod pack, right? So, like, it has different dyes and stuff that you can, well, they're not dyes, but they kind of look like dyes. Different colored, let's just say different colored gels that you can use to combine to make a certain physical item in the world. And then it also, of course, affects how villages are generated and stuff like that. So it doesn't really interact with things, except for in a way kind of like Z-Tones does. It just adds new blocks and different decoration stuff. So I'm hoping that doesn't make a problem. They've said in the recently that you won't really be able to use mods that are outside the mod pack, but I don't think that's actually the case. Now, if there was a lot of mod interaction, that'd be another story. But I think the mods that I've added won't be an issue. I think it would have been an issue if I still had TolkienCraft, but we've talked about that. I had to actually take that out because of some mod conflicts. But if you're using very mods that are focused more on building than they are on like machinery and stuff like that and integration, then that would be an issue, but I don't think it's going to be an issue for us. I will test it out, of course, before I film it, but I think that's going to be the case. Alright, so that's going to be it. I just wanted to make that clarification for you guys. I don't know how many people are actually going to see the end of the episode because for some reason people don't watch episodes all the way through. But I wanted to go ahead and state that for those of you who do. And yeah, so that's it. Have a good day.